you all. I thought about putting a video out covering a Christmas song, but that's not really my forte or something I'd really want to do. So I thought, let's just sum up the year that I've had on my channel and what I'm looking forward to doing in 2015, because it is just round the corner. So, as you can see from the tree, this is a Christmas special video. Oh.
Evening.
Hello.
Alright.
Not too bad.
Good.
Yeah. Father Festive, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh!
Yes, well, it wouldn't be the same if you weren't here, would it?
No. How's everybody doing? Merry Christmas!
Yeah. Well, tomorrow is Christmas, so.
Merry Christmas. It's always Christmas.
It's always Christmas, except it's not. We thought we'd stop by and just give you a bit of an update.
Try and drink through my beard now.
First world problems with Father Christmas we have right here. So I must say it's a mighty fine looking beard you got there, sir.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's looking festively good.
Yeah, it's
looks like you're rimming a sheep.
it's uncomfortable, but you know.
I'm going to try and make this video as long as possible now, just so.
Tends to please the lonely mums when I come down the chimney and up the pig chute.
Yeah, well, it is a time to give. This time of the year is a giving time of the year.
Definitely not receiving.
No, we don't need that. Anyway, this video is going to be long. I'm going to warn you in advance. It's going to be pointless, but I can pretty much guarantee you it's going to be quite
entertaining. I think they may have gathered that it's going to be pointless already.
They're gone.
Yeah, we've had enough.
Anyway, what I thought we could do in this video is a few different things, because we can discuss all the covers we've done throughout the year, which is about five, six.
I don't know.
Yeah, we've done quite a few this year.
Have we done them all this year though? Have they all been this year?
No, a lot of them were 2013, but we have done quite a few this year. If we go back, I think the first one was Kill Switch.
What about Cancer Bats?
Possibly. Don't know. I'd have to check that.
Oh, but anyway, if any of you have watched all the videos, then thank you.
If you haven't, I'll just listen. Dink, dink, and dink. You can go and watch them and pause us talking absolute shit. But yeah. Something else. Oh, you knew we went for the rum then, didn't you? Yeah. Better move that. He gets angry with the rum. Something else I thought we could do is discuss our favourite albums of 2014, because I've seen a few videos of these on the internet. Are you okay? Good.
Yeah. Been some good albums in 2014.
Tree's
Christmas
okay.
Tree agrees with me.
Christmas Tree agrees.
Christmas Tree agrees.
You're being falling apart.
Well, that
There's a big problem with your beard, man.
it's got beer in it.
Stuff it back up there. Yeah, there's been a lot of good albums this year. Some that have blown me away, from artists that have not been on form, say the last album. So there's been a lot of good comebacks in our preferred genre, shall we say, metal, hardcore, punk, that kind of thing.
Was Atlas 2014?
No, 13. 12.
Atlas weren't 12.
Well, why did we see them in 2012 and they were playing the songs then?
Were they?
Yeah. It's 2012 Atlas. Pathway Drive, by the way. If you didn't know, they're quite big fans, and in fact we went to see them yesterday. Last night.
It was fucking awesome!
Yeah, he got felt up by a black security guard.
A what? Got a handful of balls.
The security guard. Yeah, so I'm sure more of that story will bleed out through this monotonous tripe.
Probably will do later.
Yeah.
I'm still fighting with my beard yet. Can't offer that much yet. I'm still figuring out how to get around it.
So yesterday he didn't have one, and today,
Yeah, it's getting near Christmas. I don't get any facial hair until Christmas, and then in sort of the week running up to Christmas, it just sort of explodes into this kind of white mass on my face. There's not much cheek coverage.
Yeah, that is a bit of a thing.
The general downward growth is pretty impressive.
Yeah. It looks stellar, yeah, it looks really good.
Bit itchy.
Bit itchy, is it? Ah, well.
And it's wet now, we've got beer in it. Let's start with the covers. That's
Yeah.
the most important thing, the shit that we actually do.
Yeah. The things we actually accomplish.
So, effectively, this year, we've done 2 covers.
There is a third one in the pipeline that we're currently working on, but it's a rather complicated bit, so that's taken a bit to put together. But what we've got down so far is sounding really good.
It's not that complicated, I'm just busy making toys all year, so I can't learn it.
Anyway, so since we started doing these collaborations, we've done 5 in total. We've done Partway Drive, as you'll see there.
Way back when
It was our first collaboration, pretty much a month or 2 after it came out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very shortly after it came out.
Awesome tune, blew us away, so we thought we'll cover it. And back then we had minimal recording equipment, so the sound wasn't that good, so we were honestly contemplating redoing it. Now we've got a really good sound from all the equipment we've accumulated and bought and slaved over, and taught ourselves how to use it over the years.
I mean, what I'd like to make a point of here is that our videos are very much
on a budget.
But it's the budget's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is that our videos are, you're following us through our, the beard lets me speak. You're following us through our process of learning how to use our equipment properly and how to make the videos and everything like that. I mean, obviously we would like it if people watch the videos, but at the end of the day it is for our own pleasure. We like doing it. It's not that we think we're fucking Led Zeppelin or anything. It's basically for our pleasure, and you are very much following us through a learning curve.
Yeah, the ability to share it with you is what makes it different to just
playing.
Yeah.
But I mean, we enjoy the process. We enjoy playing around with like the GoPro and everything, with all the different angles and stuff like that.
And some of the feedback I've gotten over the year and last year is, well, it inspires us to keep doing it, doesn't it? It's, when you get a nice piece of feedback, it's always inspiring, and it gives you the desire to go up there and record another one.
Granted, it's few and far between. But
yeah. But positive, negative, it's all criticism.
But we're not doing it for loads of people to watch the videos. Like I say, you are very much following us through a learning curve. So like if you, like what you could do if you're interested in watching the videos, I'm not saying go and watch the videos because you don't have to, but if you are interested in watching the videos, then what would probably be a good thing for you to do is if you go back to Dark Days.
No, well, talking about the collab stuff, yeah.
Watch Dark Days, and then if you come forward and watch either Kill Switch Engage or While She Sleeps, then you'll see the difference in the recording quality, because like with Dark Days we effectively only had one camera angle on the guitar, whereas with Kill Switch Engage and While She Sleeps there's 2 different guitar parts for both, and like there's a different camera for both the guitars on both videos.
There's about 7 different angles.
And there's a load of different angles as well.
Just with the guitars.
So you'll be able to kind of relate to what I'm saying, in that it's very much a learning curve for us two that you've seen us on, if you've watched the videos obviously.
Also, when we first started I was unbelievably new to all the editing software, so that itself was a learning curve just to get it neater, and to look more professional, because at the end of the day I'm not a video editor, but you can just teach yourself to improve and just get better at it, and finally come up with a finished product, which the While She Sleeps video I'm really happy with. I think it's a really good looking video.
It's a good looking video, but the song was too hard. Like, I'm not happy with my playing.
That is the reason why there are only 2 collaborations this year, because I think we started While She Sleeps in June and it finally went online in 30th of September. Bit worrying, but yeah, you go and listen to it. It's an unbelievably technical song, and the guitar parts are very complicated. The drums aren't easy, but
I'm not much of a lead player. I don't claim to be much of a lead player, and most of the song is lead guitar, like pretty much all the way through. I concentrated so hard on the lead that I kind of let the rhythm slip a little bit and didn't give myself that much time to learn it before we actually had to put the video out. So I mean, some of the playing's good. There's places in the video where it really locks in and sounds really good, but then there's other places where it's not what I'd want it to be, and that's all right. That's all right for me, because like I say,
next time we do a video, we can just aim to do even better.
Yeah, you're watching us on a learning curve, and I mean, I've had feedback from people on the videos saying, "Oh, guitarist needs to be faster. Guitarist needs to do this for guitar's out of tune," when it wasn't out of tune. I'm not out of tune my fucking guitar.
So one thing you're good at.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I don't claim to be able to shred fucking sextet licks in D Phrygian and fucking. I don't claim to be able to do that.
Is Santa frigid?
He is frigid until he comes down your chimney. No, he's definitely not frigid.
Anyway, back to the videos. Kill Switch Engage, quite happy with that.
I like Kill Switch Engage, it's my favourite one.
Yeah. No, I think my favourite's 7 Hills, but that was a strange one for me because I'm not a huge Kill Switch fan, but as soon as I listened to it, I was like, that's a cool drum part. It's pretty samey throughout, but with some interesting tempo changes, and it's just power again. I think a theme throughout our song choices is just power. We got Partway twice, we got Dark Days and Atlas, we got Cancer Bats, which is pure power. Then we got The End of Heart Attack. End of Heart Attack.
The End of the Heart Attack is what we've got.
Dead. The End of Heartache and 7 Hills. But I will say we're going to be going down a little bit of a different route on the next one that's going to be gracing my channel, probably in the new year.
There's also some vocals on it.
Yeah, that we've done ourselves. With the only thing that's missing really is the bass.
And the lead guitar. Because like I said, I can't learn it because I'm too busy making toys with the... Well, I'm not making the toys, I need to clear this up. I don't make the toys. The elves make the toys, but the elves, like Father Christmas, are bad people. So I have to watch them. They do bad things to each other if I don't stop them from doing bad things to each other.
Yes.
So I can't learn the lead part for the next.
So when Santa's free in the new year,
the new cover will go up.
There we go.
And you'll be able to hear us singing really fucking badly.
Christ almighty, that tree's not going to make it through the end of this video.
No, I mean, the videos are good. Well, the work we've done is good, but that's the only point I wanted to make. You're seeing us learn how to use the shit.
Yeah. Because this year, I think we've got 4 new mics, a brand new mixer, the GoPro, but that was a lot earlier on in the year, editing software, the audio editing software, Mixcraft I use, video editing software. I've been using Premiere Pro for a few years now, so I've got to gist with that, but computer's getting older, so it's painstakingly slow to run such a huge program. But it's all part of the fun of doing it. I enjoy editing. I'm not going to enjoy editing this tripe though. But something else I was going to talk to you about. We had a jam session last night, and we've been having jam sessions throughout the year, but we've not been posting it because we've been coming up with some really original, good sounding ideas that we want to work on later. So we're not going to put that out when we can just keep it back, work on it more, and then finally put something really big sounding out that sounds more finalised and a lot more work's gone into it. I know when you're a Greek it's just white going blah blah blah. But last night the mix we had on
really
guitar and drums, all the drums, pretty much all the drums mic'd up, and there's guitar cab mixed into that, and the balance was just perfect. It sounded really good. So that's that kind of part of the video that we're talking about, the covers. Don't want to give too much away because we have definitely got a fair few ideas.
We've got a few ideas.
We've got a few lined up for 2015, so definitely, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click on, oh shit, my arm's in the way. Click on that right now, because if you do regret it, you can just unsubscribe, I'm not bothered. But to be honest, why would you not subscribe? Well, look at this man's beard.
It's such a great beard, it deserves a subscribe just because of the beard.
Oh, you do have a chin.
Oh,
that's cool.
A chin.
That's cool. Ooh, cashmere. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's soft,
very
isn't
nice.
it? So,
welcome back to Santa's Village of the Damned. Oh God.
So, mosh pit punctures.
Yeah. I can't fathom it, if I'm honest. I honestly can't work out why people feel the need to pay 20 odd quid to go and see 4 or 5 bands play and not watch them and just end up charging around punching people. I can't understand why you do that.
See,
I understand hardcore dancing can be violent, that's fine, but just going out to punch someone, that's not okay.
Well, my take on this is that I've experienced it in the past where...
You got some face pubes weak in there, mate. Ooh. There you go.
Where every now and then you get somebody at a gig who runs around hitting people, and you get the one guy. I remember walking into Moho in Manchester, or what was Moho, it's now NQ Live or something comical. I walked down the stairs into the venue, past the bar, and some guy in a straight jacket just lanced me straight in the nose. That was also the night that Connor got a black eye and a crack in the nose as well. So, haha, ginger bastard, Merry Christmas. But it's strange, but the reason we I
mean, we've been attending gigs for what?
Years, 10 years.
Nearly 10 years, yeah. And I've not seen it before like I saw it last night. It was the first time I witnessed people just going into a mosh pit just to punch someone.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, there are people in the pit that just want to do what we want to do and just get down and just enjoy the music,
dance,
which is why we're there.
You know, do what you do in a mosh pit, but then you get these guys who, well, what I'll speak about is the guys who were standing on the edge of the mosh pit.
Now these are people bigger than me.
Yeah, they're huge. These were huge guys, like proper fucking stakes of guys, standing on the edge of a mosh pit with their shirts off, trying to hit children, basically.
And women. I did definitely see some people going for women, which is just anywhere that's unacceptable.
Like a lot of people in the mosh pit Our kids, there's kids at these events. They're not all adults.
It's not an 18 plus show.
No,
I think it was a 16.
Yeah,
but looking at some of them,
no, they weren't 16.
No.
There's kids at these events, and these guys are standing on the edge of the mosh pit with their shirts off, showing their muscles off, trying to hit children, and I don't understand it. It's like, fair enough, you're a steak, you're a hench guy. Why do you need to go and stand there and swing your arms at kids? It's like, why do you need to go and throw punches at kids? I don't get
your
it.
20 quid could definitely be more beneficial being spent on a gym. Go to a gym and punch a punching bag. Don't come to a Parkway show. It wasn't even Parkway playing. People sorted the shit out a bit when Parkway came on at the end of the night, but when Heaven Shall Burn came on, there were just tons and tons of idiots.
Yeah, people
feeling the need to, run around and punch people.
Yeah, I also saw. I kind of disagree a little bit with that, actually. I think it was pretty similar for Parkway and Heaven Shall Burn.
I know, I was watching Parkway intent.
See, I wasn't, because I went in that pit for a couple of times for Parkway.
Yeah.
I went in the pit next to us a couple of times, and there was one bit that particularly, two points in the set.
I know what the second one was.
2 points in the set for Parkway that struck me. And one of them, the first one that I saw happen, was there was a guy about, I can't say exactly what his age would have been, but he looked to me to be about 15, 16, and he was stood on the edge of the pit with his girlfriend. Now, at this event...
We've all been in that situation, haven't we?
At this event, there was nowhere to go. Where you were stood, and that was that. Unless you pushed, and obviously a young girl and a young lad, they're not pushing through 6'5" metalheads like him. They're just not managing. But he was stood on the edge of the pit with his girlfriend. He weren't joining in. You could tell that he was on purposely not joining in. He was just desperately trying to protect his girlfriend from these guys who were trying to punch each other, which is just makes you look like a dick in the first place anyway. But he was desperately trying to protect his girlfriend from these guys who were lashing out at each other. And he was standing over her, he was doing his best to keep her out of the fucking crossfire. And then one of these guys just runs the length of the mosh pit and just smashes him in the fucking face. Now, fair to the guy, he did not go down. He stood there and looked at him and went, "What the fuck are you doing?" And the guy went, after that, when he saw that the guy didn't just drop, he apologised to him. And it was like, why are you apologising to him? You're not sorry, you've just tried to knock him out and he's not gone down. So now you feel like a wanker.
This isn't just flailing arms, this is going straight at them and just bopping them.
Just punching him square in the face. This is what I think was a child. Like a kid.
Yeah.
And he just ran at him and punched him in the face when he's just trying to stop his girlfriend from getting punched in the face by the same cunts.
By no means is this an appeal video. I know it sounds a bit like it, but it's just more of an awareness. If you're watching this and you're going to go and watch a show, just be cautious going into a pit, because I wasn't, and it's just a completely different kind of thing from that I've ever seen in my life. It's unbelievable.
It
might just be a freak occurrence where there's just a tremendous amount of bellends out that particular night.
It was, no, I agree. I mean, when I was a kid, not when I was a kid, that makes me sound like I'm about 70, but
you are, father.
But when we were younger, you went to a gig and a mosh pit. Yeah, there was a tussle in a mosh pit. That's what a mosh pit is. You push each other, you shove each other, you jump around, you know, it's a bit of a ruckus. It's just a bit of a.
Yeah. It's kind of like a musical scrap.
Yeah, but it's not a fight. No. You're not fighting.
You come out feeling sore, but you don't come out feeling injured.
Yeah, you're not fighting each other. And then last night it was just guys trying to show off who was biggest. And who could punch hardest.
Well done, you all look like a complete shower of dickheads.
Yeah, it's like that's not fun for anybody. We've all paid money to be here.
Yeah.
We're watching bands that we like.
Yeah.
And you lot just want to punch each other. You know, if you want to fucking punch each other, go and do it outside. Don't pay. Just stand outside and punch each other if that's what you want to do. Don't pay to come in the fucking venue.
You won't be having a bit of trouble with that.
Saying all this really serious shit with this fucking stupid beard on my head. Fucking well. But yeah, anyway.
It's Christmas, you gotta do this stuff.
The other instance that I saw, you also saw.
Yeah, I did see this, yeah.
And this was absolutely ridiculous. This was just fucking stupid. There's a guy who can't have been older than 18, just having a bit of a dance, bit of a jump around, throwing his arms about a bit, but not trying to hit anybody, just having a good time.
As you do.
And then this guy runs at him, smacks him, and fully knocks him out. This kid was out for about 5 seconds.
He went down and hit the floor, and he was out on the way down.
He was down, and
this was about 2 feet from us, where we were standing. And this isn't towards the front. Just to give you a bit of a geographical.
No, this is
Academy 1 in Manchester, and we were by the sound area.
Yeah, it's like middle to back where we were.
This isn't towards the front at all.
And this guy's just punched this guy and just knocked him clean out. Now, fair enough, 3 other guys around him all picked him up and made sure he was alright and sorted him out.
Yeah.
But the guy who punched him just fucking
disappeared.
Yeah, just got off.
Just went into the abyss of people, which there was. The turnout was outstanding. That being said, I will try and move away from that and make it a bit more of a positivity. It sounds a bit like Watchdog at the moment. Yeah. But all in all, it's one of the best nights I've ever experienced.
It was
the
a
band
really...
lineup was Carnifex, North Wayne, Heaven Shall Burn, and Partway Drive. And I know what you're thinking, bit of an odd bill putting all those together. But Heaven Shall Burn, after watching North Wayne, we'd arrived a bit late because of the traffic. So thank you, Manchester traffic, for that. It was fucking dreadful.
We missed Carnifex because of that.
Yeah, well. We probably might have caught a little bit at the end of Carnifex if you weren't groped or groomed by a security guard.
Yeah, the security guard on the way in, he was very vigorous.
Interested in Scott's...
The contents of my pockets, which were a packet of polos, a smashed up iPhone, and a wallet with little to no money in.
Yeah.
No, I had nothing on me. He said to me, "Do you have anything that you shouldn't have?" I said, "No." Granted, I usually would have had something that I shouldn't have, but on this particular occasion I didn't. So I said no. And then he said, "Right, put your arms out."
Now by this point I'd already walked through.
He'd gone straight
unchallenged.
in. He'd gone straight in.
If you look at us two, I am probably the more suspicious. 6'3", hairy and wearing dark clothes. Walked straight through. I stopped and was like, "Right, are you gonna..." "Nope, carry on." "Oh, okay." I was like, "Where the bloody hell's he gone?" And he's getting molested by some humongous bouncer security guard, whatever. Huge
black security guard just getting his hands all over me, and I was just like, fuck. He
had Santa's jingle balls right in his grasp.
Yeah, he got right up in there. Had a right good...
Ho, ho, ho.
Right good squeeze.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else about that we can discuss. Oh well, there are one or two slightly entertaining things that happened after the show.
Which is always a thing with Academy.
Yeah.
If you go to a gig at the Academy and sit outside for 10 minutes after, you'll see some incredible things.
Just walk down Oxford Road, not far, just past the Union itself, the actual building. Just sit down and watch. Because the first time we went, a fully grown man got punched by
a girl. Like a girl.
It was I'm not lying, she was a big girl, but
he got
one punch.
He got fully beat up by a girl.
Now, this is not funny until a police officer arrives and laughs. Now we're sitting here trying not to laugh.
Yeah, we were trying not to laugh because the guy was like...
He was definitely on the floor bleeding, and that's not a laughing matter. Until the police officer is on his radio telling one of his colleagues
that he got beat up by a girl.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just been punched. Nah, by a girl.
He's just been beaten up by a girl.
Yeah, I know. He got up by this point and looked completely embarrassed and just skulked off. And the police officer turned to us and went, well, that was interesting. And he went as well. And honestly, last night it was no different. Just come out of the venue, horrible, covered in sweat, smell like other people's farts, which, by the way, if you attended that show, seek medical attention because your ass is rotten.
Yeah, if you were that farter in every
I'm
show
sure it
there.
was just one person just migrating through the room, dropping arse wrenches.
There isn't more than one person with farts like that, mate. That was the same person because them farts, they were nuclear weapons. They were fucking horrendous.
And he always seemed to be near us.
Yeah.
Like we could walk through. Oh, fucking hell, he's here. Where are you? The sad thing is there were pyrotechnics at that show, and I was honestly terrified for the well-being of like thousands.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone. Anyway, getting back to the comical anecdotes.
Oh yeah, being outside.
I want you to tell this because, well, we can both tell it, but
It was so funny. We were sitting outside.
we've gone over this back and forth constantly since.
We just walked up to. We'd walked onto student union steps to get a lighter off somebody.
Yeah.
And this guy comes wandering along. He's about. I mean, I'm not a tall guy, but this guy must have been about 5'4", 5'3", 5'4". Not cramping my foot, sorry.
You're dangerously unhealthy.
So this guy must be about 5'3", 5'4". I'd say about 35.
I'm not entirely sure his height's important.
But no, I'm saying he were a tiny guy. He weren't like.
Yeah.
He weren't small as in skinny. He was quite wide, but he were a tiny guy. And he were absolutely out of his fucking mind. He were pissed as fuck. And he came along. He walked.
No, I just can't emphasise this enough. He was that drunk that I thought he was foreign.
He was so drunk.
It sounded like broken English. You could understand it, but it was hard work.
Yeah. And he walked up to us and he said,
Have you got a time,
excuse me
lads?
lads, have you got a time? And
by this point it was 11:05, so he told him.
then his response was, perfect. We've speculated as to whether, no matter what time we told him it was, I
Perfect
genuinely
would have been
believe
his-
perfect would have been his response.
6:30 in the morning.
Perfect.
12:30.
Perfect.
Yesterday.
Perfect.
Tomorrow.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Everything is perfect.
Now
so
that's all right. You always get asked what time it is. Now then, he then tried to tell us how his night had gone. Now, it didn't appear to be. Well, that's bollocks. It seemed to be a very good night, judging by the fact he was dancing.
yeah. His attempt at words was absolutely excellent.
It was a work of art. It really was.
There wasn't anything. He tried to explain his night to us just by going.
Well, there were 4 words you could make out: time, beer, and yes. Kind of like bumping into a big foreign Father Jack.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I was just going to compare it to that. It was a bit like Father Jack.
Yeah.
And then what we have discussed so much is his parting message.
His parting message was sublime.
One of the most beautiful things I've ever heard in my life. This is actually a philosophical nugget of gold.
And we're standing here in the rain, by this point about 10 past, he told us his life story in gibberish. And his parting message will stay with me till the day I die. I honestly think I'll never forget this moment because it was just unbelievable.
So brilliant.
He'd finished battling this absolute rubbish. Long story short, okay.
And then just walked away.
They just walked. Long story short, okay. And it was the sheer belief that he was okay that will make it, that makes it so special.
It was brilliant. I loved it so much. That's just the best message. Long story short, okay.
Right, wow, today's my birthday, the 19th.
Oh yeah, this guy, 23 today.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
No. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, and happy old fucker day to me. Now then, that wasn't the best, well, it was the best part.
That was the best
of
one.
the after show. It was like an after show party with idiots, because the next idiot was slightly further up the road. We mooched to Sainsbury's and witnessed a man walk into a traffic light. Just sitting. It's a time of year where they all come out, isn't it? They escape the asylum once a year, and it was fucking last night. And what made things worse is he saw us laughing at him walking into his traffic light, and he could not cross that road. He didn't care if it was amber or red. He was going across that road. He was not sticking around.
He was like, oh shit, they've spotted me.
And they laughed. Oh no, yeah, that's right. I'm going. Oh, honestly,
And then,
unbelievable.
to top all this off, as we walk away from the traffic lights, past Sainsbury's, towards the warmth and comfort of my dad's car, I pass a strange hat-wearing lady leaving Sainsbury's.
How the fuck can you call someone strange because they're wearing a hat?
And I put my recently finished Lucozade bottle into the bin.
Oh, nice bit of advertisement. There you go. Sponsored by Lucozade.
To her disgust, apparently, because she went, "Don't you put your nose in my bin." What?
We're not actually sure that those were the exact words.
There was definitely nose
Bin.
in bin.
Yeah, it was. She was definitely displeased.
Yeah, she didn't like me putting the Lucozade bottle in the bin, and she definitely said something about my nose in her bin.
Which I'm sure was a beautiful euphemism for. But she did look like she'd just escaped from Gotham City.
Oh yeah, she was a scary character.
Yeah. Right, that's part 2. As I said, we're not trying to make this video painfully long. I'm going to try and cut this down as much as possible so it's honestly watchable, because it's Christmas Eve. I don't want you dicking around on your computer just watching us two talk monotonous shit.
Not that any of you are going to do that on Christmas Eve, I hope.
Actually, get to this point and comment underneath, because I'll be so impressed.
Yeah, if you have got to this point, comment and I'll give you 50p. Father Pissmas.
Right, so what I want you to do is, if you get to this point in the video, I want you to comment underneath Father Pissmas, ho ho ho, and we will give you 50p each, because we do not honestly believe that sitting here at 4:15 in the morning on my birthday, any of you are watching this. So if you are, Tongi.
But if you have, Tongi, I'll give you a quid at band if you've got to this point. I promise, mate.
And I'll give you a signed pair of drumsticks.
Back for part 3 soon.
Right, so part 3, the final instalment of our little
Christmas bonanza
video with, of course, Santa, which I'm quite privileged to have Santa this time of the year. Right, part 3. I've been looking forward to this all year. This is where, at the end of the year, obviously 24th of December, Christmas Eve. You okay?
Yeah.
Santa's gurning. You good? There's some noises upstairs, but that's okay. This is where we want to discuss our favourite albums of 2014, and honestly, there really has been a lot. It's been a really good year for music, especially our kind of music. Don't get me wrong, there's been some absolute shit. Oh gosh.
So music of 2014.
Music of 2014, it's been a really good year. There's been some unbelievably good albums. I don't know if we're going to rate them out 1 to 5, I don't think that's fair. I think just naming our favourites. I think up there, I think one of the first of the year was Architects and Lost Together, Lost Forever. Unbelievable comeback album, in my opinion, for Architects. They lost their way or tried to be too experimental with...
No. That's being far too...
generous?
Yeah. Euphemising, if that's a word.
Fine.
Far too much there. Basically, the last few Architects albums were shite. And then they came out with an absolute stormer this year. I don't quite understand why.
From start to finish, it's a brilliant album.
It's a really good album, it's really.
And considering it's the start of the year, it really was a benchmark for other bands to just come out and try and beat. Because we both said at the time, that's going to be hard to beat. It was power, lyrically brilliant, and just strong from start to finish.
Yeah.
I think in date order, what came next was either Comeback Kid or Narwhals.
Comeback Kid.
Was that quite early on? Anyway, we'll do Comeback Kid next. Die Knowing. Another album, start to finish. Right? The last few albums for Comeback Kid have been excellent, so this is just form continued.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get into Comeback Kid, but once I was in, you're in.
Yeah.
It's
Comeback Kid are awesome.
It's I think once you come to terms, but once you appreciate his voice for what it is, then you understand it. The music's always going to grip you if you're into that very progressive, hardcore sound. But I think it's his voice that it's Marmite. You love or hate it. It's very, very hoarse.
It's harsh,
very hard. Yeah, it's very dry and gritty. But outstanding album, some huge songs out.
Yeah, some big.
Didn't even mind. It's
Didn't
just
massive.
fantastic. It's an outstanding song.
Great song.
Uh,
Great album
Let's
overall.
go on to Narwhals, which is for me.
No, I don't know if Chronicles of Narnia is 2014. I think Chronicles of Narnia is 2013.
No, it's 14. It's 14. I've done my research.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Because they've released 2 albums in 1 year.
Well, according to Wikipedia and my iTunes, it's 2014.
Either way, Narwhals are awesome.
Yep. It took me again. It's this man that provides the punky end of the spectrum kind of stuff. That he'll go, listen to this. This is awesome, and I'll go, nah. I'm sorry if you can hear my fireplace whining. It's clearly pining for this cretin to crawl back into it. Or the weather outside is quite frightful and not a tiny bit fucking delightful. But since you got no place to go, watch our video.
Nice.
Christ almighty. Yeah, Narwhals. Again, very thrashy, punky. They're from England, aren't they? They're from
Cornwall.
Cornwall, yeah, from down there. Don't know why I did that accent. That's not in England.
But no, yeah, they're awesome. The album we're discussing at the minute is Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah.
Now, I'm speculating as to whether Chronicles of Narnia was released in 2014.
I'm going to remain pretty adamant that it is 2014, but by God, I've been wrong before.
But Narwhals have also released Narwhals.
You can talk about Narwhals until the dogs come home, so I'm going to go and get a beer if you'll excuse me.
Self-titled debut on the 15th of September this year. They released it, and both are awesome. Both are really, really good albums. Chronicles of Narnia, the production's a bit more sort of how would you say? It's a bit more lo-fi. The production's a bit more kind of garage sounding. It's not as compressed. It's more like I'd say I prefer the production on Chronicles of Narnia, because it's I feel that there's more dynamics in it. There's more difference between the loud and the soft bits. But then again, now Wolves, the structure of a lot of the songs and the way that the album progresses and kind of comes to a head, I really liked it, and I think that now Wolves are one of the most exciting new bands, if not the most exciting new band, and I think they're a band that's paving the way to have very good things happen to them, especially in that kind of skate punk genre, which is a genre that's, well, not dead, but there's not a whole lot going on in skate punk in recent years. And now Wolves have really started bringing it back, especially for an English band. And I've really liked all the work that they've done, and I'm excited for what Now Wolves will do in the future. They're a young band, and I think they'll do good things.
I think Feed the Rhino and The Sorrow and the Sound should be firmly placed in the top 5 or 6, whatever. It was a big album.
Yeah.
For a small band, they're getting bigger, and it's great to see. It gives us faith that you can go from garage to playing big shows, which they are doing now. They've got Jaeger on board, they've got Kerrang on board, they're on Impericon to an extent, so they are getting picked up and they are being
recognised.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it was a big sounding album. I know Oz, the bassist, has got his studio, and that I'm pretty sure it was going to have been produced in there.
It was a good album. I've not listened all that much. I've listened to it a few times. Well, quite a few times actually. I have listened to it quite a bit, but I've not listened to it enough.
Yeah, Lee's vocals throughout the album are just raw,
outstanding
gritty.
vocalist in Feed the Rhino.
Yeah, really good vocals. Lyrics are good, the music's good. Can't fault it, so that's another strong contender.
Yeah.
But it's just not gonna have anything close to my two. Have you ever seen two?
I mean, that's Slipknot.
Yeah.
That's
And
the other one.
Ghost Inside for me.
Yeah, I've not listened to the Ghost Inside enough to really pass that much judgment on that one, but I'd agree that Slipknot's the biggest event of the year for me musically.
Yeah, that's highlight of the year, definitely. It's been anticipated for so long, hasn't it? When was the last album? 2008? And that was
Dog shit.
Yeah, it had
abysmal.
It had moments, but you can't do self-titled Iowa Vol 3 bollocks and then come back with it. Just shows that you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, what were you doing on the last album, Joey? Great, that's 45 minutes of double bass like that. Yeah, Slipknot have obviously been through some huge changes since 2008. They lost Paul, the bassist. Joey was removed from the band for what I believe is drug use, and they didn't want to risk losing a second member to death. So they were replaced by two members that they've not disclosed yet. I think we all know who they are, but you can speculate within yourselves. But what an album.
It's a really good
It's a
album.
really good, again, start to finish. It's just, I remember you telling me at the time, God, this is a really long-winded album. This is a really dragged out album, but every song's good. And what means so much to me is they've gone back to self-titled Iowa kind of territory. They've got that gnarly, raw, throaty tone, but with all the samples and the scratches of the old Slipknot that Vol 3 and All Hope Is Gone just did not have. It just didn't have that. It's gone back to the really raw less produced but better sounding. I don't know if that's a complete contradiction, but
I don't know. I don't know if it's less produced. I think it's a different production process.
yeah.
Like to All Hope Is Gone, definitely. I don't know about Volume 3.
All Hope Is Gone for me was just a standard, average, bullshit metal album. It was just nothing special. It had snuff, and it had snuff. Yeah.
No, I didn't like All Hope Is Gone at all.
It was just an album that can stay where it is.
But
Do its thing.
the Grey Chapter is
A work of art.
It's
It
awesome.
really is. And we have tickets to go and see them in Manchester in January, so we are delighted to. He's never seen them before. I saw them in 2008 with Paul when they played with Machine Head and Children of Wankton, or Scrotum, or Bowden, whatever you want to call them. They were atrocious. But Machine Head and Slipknot that night were absolutely on point. They were sublime.
right. So the Ghost Inside.
Yeah, The Ghost Inside, I think that's a good point. All the albums have been good. You've not really listened to them, but all the albums have been good. Get What You Give was a lot better than the Returners and I want to say Provoke, but I don't think that's it. Get What You Give, Returners and the first one. And this album came out, and I heard the single Dear Youth, which is obviously named after the album. You okay there?
Yeah, I just got an itchy head. Fucking hat.
Would you like to lose the hat and the beard?
For the last 10 minutes.
For the last 10 minutes, would you like to take it off? It's not really Santa. It's this wank stain.
And the beard is cotton wool stuck to some duct tape. That's why I've been having so much trouble with it.
How did I get a C for creative design? How did I get a C? Yeah, Dear Youth. The song itself is just.
The song's really good.
It's really just. It's been a long time, even with the year of music we've had, it's a long time since something struck that hard, and I think honestly the last time something struck that hard was Naysayer or Dark Days from Parkway. That being said, 6th and 7th, this could go on because there's been so much good music released this year. You could have Machine Head, Bloodstone. That's a good solid album. I've only listened to it for the last week or two. It's a powerful album. It's a really good. I've not heard about Machine Head releasing anything for ages, so to hear that they've got a new album out, I was stoked. I'd have listened to it and it was just brilliant, really good, powerful metal. They never let you down, really, do they?
Is it as good as the Black End?
No, it's not as good as the Blackening, but I don't think they'll ever beat that. I think the Blackening is their benchmark.
It's such a good
I
album.
think it's a better
such a
sound
good
on this
album.
album, but I don't think the music is that. It's close.
The Blackening's so good.
And I think what I'm going to put in 7th is The Sorrow and the Sound by Feed the Rhino. Small band, big sound. Opinions on the Christmas number 1. This has just come to me. We watched the Wheelstone Raiders video last night, and he's got our vote. He absolutely deserves it. So, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We hope you've had an awesome time leading up to Christmas. You've enjoyed this video. If you have, just give it a thumbs up because we've been talking for ages and it's 20 to 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
if you want some, we'll give it you.
Merry
Christmas, guys.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
See you in the new year.